premier candidate for the EFF is Alfred Motsi. Gentlemen, welcome. Good to have you on the program.
Good morning.
Good.
Morning,
All right.
and thank you, Leanne.
I'm sure you were listening to the debate and some of the issues that were raised from corruption and I think corruption being one of the biggest ones, the service delivery protests that are taking place here in the area. I mean, we're talking about Bloemhof and people talking about the fact that they are protesting over houses and things are not right, not to mention the water service delivery protests. Guys, from your perspectives, EFF, I'll give you the first voice here. What can you do to help the residents here?
Leanne, I wish to indicate that just behind the school here, where we are, it's extension 13. These people here do not have water. They only get water when there's a funeral. It means you must die first for you to get water. On Mondays, the municipality, they switch off the water, then start distributing water through the water tanks. The same example of Mututung and other areas. This is rampant corruption around the northwest municipalities. It definitely shows the ANC is incompetent. They, instead of employing technical people with know-how, they will just simply take a preschool teacher and deploy that particular preschool teacher to become a technical director in a municipality, where the person is supposed to be handling engineering issues like water issues. Yeah. It's rampant corruption. They are definitely incompetent. Now, SEFF across the country and here in Northwest. Well, let me start here in Northwest. The ANC is very scared of us. They know that as soon as we take over on the 8th of May, we're sending them directly to prison. They don't deserve to be leading our people. You know, the people who are just seated just near us here, the gate, the EPWP volunteers.
Yeah.
For you to be employed as a lady, you must sleep with some of these people. You must sleep with councillors. If you are a man, you must pay what we call chocho. You pay 2,500 rand for you to be deployed. The other thing that is worse, during election period, when they do campaigns around here, they force these poor people to take off their APWP overalls, give them ANC t-shirts, and force them to do door-to-door for the ANC. That's rampant corruption, and our people are not stupid anymore. They will definitely get rid of the corrupt ANC.
All right, Agang SA, let's get your perspective. How do you feel about this area? Are you sharing the same sentiments that the EFF are raising?
Yes, with regard to corruption, and we know that corruption has much bigger impact than what we can see. Specifically, as he has mentioned, that there has been an issue of water, and this issue is spread within the province. I remember last year, Agang SA went to the union buildings to raise a red flag with regard to the problems that are facing the province, specifically regarding the water. Before the Mututung incident, we foresaw that incident before it happened. And then further to that, corruption has demonstrated, as you have made an example, that in the health system, there are so many medications that have expired, that were not properly taken care of. It shows that it was just a system to enrich somebody, but they were not meant to serve the special purpose that they were meant to. Two, we know that corruption has chased away the much needed economic activities within the province. Hence, we have seen over the weekend that Nigeria has overtaken South Africa with regard to the economy. So when you look at corruption, the analysis that we have made, both in the private sector and both politically, has indicated that corruption is equals to nationalization. The two activities, they kill and they bury the economy of the country. As a result, you are unable to create proper and decent jobs. Hence, you see that the government is creating your 3 months, 4 months jobs just for elections and all those other things. So corruption is a dangerous activity that at Agang, our system is very simple. In our manifesto, we are saying we need an effective government, a government wherein it it's able to apply the tool that the government has designed, the Batupili principles, not the Ronapili principle, wherein we will ensure that corrupt officials, they go straight into jail when found guilty. 2, we're going to bring all the peoples with the technical know-how, both commercially, both technically, to ensure that we deliver. It is very simple, Ian. When you see people building, it is your responsibility as the government to ensure that you send your technical people to ensure that there is a plan for water supply, a plan for decent houses, and a plan for job creation for such people. An example that I can also make is, we know with regard to the Nkandla report, Tuli Madonsela has indicated that there was money that was budgeted for the dolomite investigation. It's a tool that the government is doing because you do not want people to build over the dolomite. So corruption has taken that money and has built in Nkandla. And similarly in the Tlokwe and these other areas where there is dolomite, you understand? People are building and nobody is taking care of such thing because the monies, the much needed money to do such, are being taken and lined into people's pockets.
All right, let's leave it there for now, Gang. But I just have to. I know that I got to go to an insert. Johanna, I am hearing you. I cannot end this interview without asking the EFF because Marikana is a big issue in this election. We're in the Northwest. We had our broadcast last Thursday where we were speaking to all of the political parties there, but I did not get EFF's view. And what they were saying about EFF, especially the electioneering that's taking place in that area of Marikana, is that you are finding an area and you're finding a gap and a loophole where people are down and you're promising them things, and they're accusing you of electioneering for people that are wanting things, that you are promising things that you perhaps can't deliver. What is your response to that, and why are you taking such a strong stance in that area, in the province that we're in?
Leon, EFF made it clear from the beginning, we want to take over the mines. Our resources are being taken to Britain. Our people do not have water, do not have houses around the mining areas. The entire Rustenburg area where the mines are situated, you've seen how many squatter camps we have that side. Now, we don't want all the profits to go overseas. We want these minerals to be processed in the country. We want the mine workers to get 12,500. We know that with that 12,500, they will be able to feed their families. It's not 12,000 that's going to be used for corruption. They are going to feed their families.
Why Marikana? That was my question to you. Why are you particularly going there? Because you know it's a weak spot. Why are you going there?
We're not only concentrating in Marikana. We are all over the country. But to be specific for Marikana, you know, when those people demanded 12,500 rand, they were shot at. The first person who went to see them was Julius Malema. That time he was still in that corrupt organization. The president of the country, instead of going to the mine workers who were killed, who were shot at, went to the mine bosses because he's just after capital. Julius Malema went to the mine workers who were shot at, and the first thing that they requested from him was, Mr. Malema, please give us water. We've been lying here for the past 2 days. We haven't eaten anything. We haven't had water. Please give us water. That's why we then formed that particular bond with the mine workers around Marikana.
Okay, and you're just continuing that going forward. I'm glad we got your response because we did need that on air, especially after last week's broadcast. Gang, you're itching. I know you're jumping up and down. You're dying to tell me something. I can give you 30 seconds. That's it. What do you want to say about that?
No, I think with reference to what the question that you asked regarding nationalization of mines. Nationalization of mines is a fundamentally flawed method that has been applied by various countries, and we know that it has failed those countries. For example, we know China, there was a president then who was called Mao Zedong, who implemented such, and people went hungry. We know of countries such as Zambia who implemented such, and Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe, as we speak, on the 25th of March, they have started changing on their policies because they have realized that they need 70 billion rands of investment, and the only way to get that is to bring in place conducive mining-related policies. So hence I have always punted and said nationalization and corruption, they are equal and congruent to each other.
Okay, let's leave it there. Gentlemen, thank you. Good luck for the upcoming elections. I'm glad we got your views on air. All right, don't run away. Stand where you are. Watch this insert with me. I'm going to introduce it to you. One of the Northwest's export products, we spoke about it a little bit earlier, made